Inside No.9 9 Lives Cat Ending Explained. The third episode in Season 7 provided us something a little different to what we usually see. A mid-episode twist and a story split into thirds with 3 different perspectives. But what did it all mean? Well, let's find out. Here is Inside No.9 9 Lives Cat Ending Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. This was something that could have quite literally come from Nolan. A character being written by a character being written by a character that was written by Shearsmith and Pemberton. The episode started out with the main character who we were introduced to called Kat, who was a detective that we saw working on a case of a missing boy. And she fit every cliche in the book. Work had taken over her life, she was taken off of the case that she was working on, she was self-medicating with alcohol, and was also taking medication, the stereotypical police detective in any novel. We saw Ezra, who at first appeared to be a fellow police officer who was working on the case, lingering in the background over her shoulder. But as time went on, it turned out that things weren't what we were led to believe. We saw Kat go about living the same day over and over again, being focused on this case that was never making any further developments. As the episode went on, we gradually saw Ezra making notes of things that Kat would say. This was something that would all matter towards the end. Subtle things she'd say or behaviours she'd expressed. We saw Ezra's appearance subtly change over the episode, and the way that he would communicate with Kat drifted from the partnership that we were led to believe they had. He would gradually tone down and dress down from this cliche-looking detective into more of your cliche-looking average Joe. We saw Kat getting more and more stressed and confused at the fact that the case wasn't moving forward anymore, and it was because here that it was revealed to us that Kat was not real. We were witnessing the innings of Ezra's mind as he was trying to flesh out a character and a plot in a novel that he was writing. There were several clues that gave this away during the episode. The fact that the house that she lived in was completely empty and contained only props that she needed, such as the spoon, alcohol, and cereal. Enough to serve the purpose of the scene that Ezra was writing, and nothing more, as she didn't have a life outside of that house and those 3 actions. And also the haunting blank face on Kat's daughter when she was revealed. She didn't even have a name, and Kat knew nothing about her, showing that she was serving as merely a plot piece rather than a character that drove the narrative forward. We kept witnessing Kat waking up all throughout the episode at different points, which once the reveal during the episode happened, we knew that it was her being put inside of a writer's bottom drawer, and then being awoken again when the writer wanted to give the character another go. This was supported when Ezra claimed how he'd not seen Kat in days, weeks, or months, and the case that she was extremely obsessed with was not being worked on anymore, because he was placing the character in the bottom drawer and leaving it there for a while until new ideas would arise and the chance to flesh out further could be tested. The case that she was so obsessed with meant absolutely nothing, as the boy didn't even exist and was merely an image of Ezra's stepson as a placeholder, in case something more exciting came up. Once this revelation happened, Kat was quite literally put in the bottom drawer, and we then focused on Ezra, but as a writer, rather than as the detective character that he was appearing as in the start. We were witnessing his world as he saw it, and what we believed was the real world and not just his imagination anymore. Ezra had gone on to have success with Barnabas, which was another stereotypical Sherlock-esque type character that he was writing a novel for, and we saw Kat engage with in her arc. But we then saw Ezra's reality start to merge and warp slightly. He was starting to see Barnabas in real life and communicating with him when nobody else could see him, not even his wife. And his son that he was using as a placeholder for his story with Kat also went missing. We witnessed Ezra wake up in the same way that we saw Kat wake up all throughout the show, which then symbolized that he himself is also a character and a figment of somebody's imagination, and not a part of the real world. But he was just a lot more fleshed out when compared to Kat due to his environment having more in it, and characters that he could quite comfortably communicate with. He was a more developed character than what Kat was. The family liaison officer came round due to the missing stepson, and we saw things in Ezra's world start to change. The officer was then murdered, with Kat now appearing in his world and claiming how she wanted a story written the way that she wanted it to be, and she then also kissed his partner. This further supported the idea that he was not in the real world, as his realities were merging and stereotypical novel nuances and twists were occurring, such as murder, mystery, love, and hate. Things were being written into his world in real time. As he gave into Kat, we then got the final reveal that Ezra himself was a character of Matilda's imagination, who was appearing as the family liaison officer. She was in fact an author who was simply writing about a character getting obsessed with a character that they were writing. We witnessed Ezra go through this same thing and being haunted by the characters that you're not quite able to complete. Even as Ezra was trying to put up a case for himself to Matilda on how he's real and not a character, we were then shown the novels that he was having success with, and it turned out that they were just blank pages, which I thought was a powerful moment. You could see the look on his face when he realized he was what he spent the entirety of the episode battling with, a character that's simply run out of lives. Right at the end, Ezra himself, just like he was doing to Kat all throughout the episode, found himself being put in the bottom drawer and left for another day. It was a powerful moment and a great ending to the episode. This episode was a perfect representation of seeing 3 different perspectives on a writer being obsessed with their characters, and showing what it's like from a writer's point of view and also a character's point of view, which is an extremely smart idea and something we've not quite seen before. Whilst not having a poignant message to take away, it's a stylistic, intelligent piece that will linger in your mind for all of the right reasons. What did you think of this episode? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.